Let's go! LSU wins a big one versus Ole Miss, and we're going to get to as many plays as we possibly can. As you can tell, I have been really, really sick. So I'm going to try and get through as many plays as we possibly can, talk about a few of the adjustments that Brian Kelly made, and once again, sometimes these film studies do get demonetized. So if it is in your heart's desire, please join the Patreon or just drop a Venmo, Cash App, any of that. That always helps out, okay? So what exactly changed for the LSU defense? Why did Ole Miss just throttle us early, and as the game moved on, we started to play better? Well, Brian Kelly brought this up in the post-game press conference that he wanted his defenders to be a little bit tighter.
I think we just got a little bit more aggressive in talking to Matt at halftime. Sometimes we tend to cover up some things that we feel like are weaknesses, and they're not really that weak. And we just kind of said, let's go play.
Right here, LSU is just in a very simple quarters coverage. So this DB has this deep fourth, this safety has this deep fourth, this safety has this deep fourth, and this safety has this deep fourth. This is what Lane Kiffin wants you to do, all right? This is such a well-designed play. Something else that LSU's defense changed is I want you to see how static we are right here, okay? There's no confusion. It is pretty simple what LSU is going to do. There's not going to be any stunts or anything like that, just based on how they are aligned. And obviously that changed a whole lot when Harold Perkins was on the field, right? So what they're essentially doing versus this quarters coverage is this vertical route. Their job right here is to run right in between these two, and this vertical is supposed to cut right underneath it. And essentially, this is clearing out the space. This player can't sink back because he is respecting the play action pitch right here. So you see how well designed that is? This guy is drawn by this guy. Both of these defenders are drawn by the vertical right here. And this is an easy throw by Jackson Dart, okay? There is no pass rush here, which obviously kind of stinks. But it wouldn't have mattered, right? Because this play is so well designed. And if Jackson Dart wanted it, he could have even worked to this dig right here. So what Brian Kelly said at halftime to Matt House was, hey, we have got to be more aggressive and not let them play pitch and catch such as this. So on this deep throw right here, this time we are playing, bump and run right here, just really good press coverage. And they're essentially, crossing up these vertical routes. And, sometimes they make a good throw and a good catch. Jackson Dart in this pocket makes a very good throw on this football, and we're just beat over the top. Now, right here, this is something, this is the third consecutive game LSU's gotten hit over the top by an explosive play, and it almost always results in a touchdown, right? And that, obviously down to the 1 yard line, that's essentially a tutty. What you want to do in that spot is just give up the pass interference, right? You saw Ole Miss do that. Just tackle the guy. Boom! I'm looking at you. Yes, you right now, okay? So, wait. I still got my Liverpool hat on. Gotta get the PHL hat on. Let's go. So, yeah, I know you've already subscribed and rang the bell. Let's talk about this LSU offense. Simply put, anytime you get this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you just got to be able to run on it. So we got 6 to block 5. We just got to be able to pound the rock on this. And honestly, this was one of Mason Taylor's better games as a blocker. He passes this off and gets the key block right here. You honestly couldn't have done that any better. And this is just good stuff on first. We'll take 6, 7, 8 yards on first every single time. This is a good adjustment right here by Mike Denbrock. So to start the season, on these tight end slips, the slip would be Mason Taylor, but I don't know why teams don't do this more. Have the slip player be a wide receiver. So essentially Malik becomes a tight end, if you will, right here. And, we're just running a little slip. It's a play action right there. And so Jayden has the option of running this or throwing it to Malik. And obviously, they take Malik out right here. He would have thrown it to Malik right here on the slip. And that is just well designed offense. It's simple. That's something that we've been begging Mike Denbrock to do. Simplify and have the pre-snap motion player be a wide receiver. All right, so now we line up an empty. Okay, It's pretty clear they're going to rush 3, drop 8 right here. So let's get the football out quickly, and that's exactly what we do. Look at how far off they're playing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys playing way off of our guys. Let's play pitch and catch. This was a really well-thrown football by Jayden to his outside shoulder. Same thing here, okay? Who cares if they roll a safety into the box and this guy's sprinting into the box? Let's run on this, right? It's a light front. We just got to be able to make them pay for playing that alignment, and we're just running right through there. Good stuff again. Just great play calling. Yeah, so this looks kind of like an RPO right here where you can throw it if you want. I'm actually really glad Jayden decided to not throw either of these. This guy is overhanging this out. This is a difficult throw in this window right here. Plus, we had guys way down the field. So, right there, just tuck and run. And look at all that space. I cannot say it enough how good of a game Mason Taylor had. It really was a special game. And obviously you don't want Jayden taking those shots. Jayden is one of the toughest LSU players I've ever seen, especially at the quarterback position. He just gets up after every tough hit. And you'll see it right here, right? We want to wash their defenders just out. And that's exactly what we do. God, that's 2 true freshmen right here. Okay? 2 and actually 3 true freshmen. Look at how well they pass this off. So he feels out that Will's got this double under control, and then he seals this next level defender. You honestly just cannot do that any better. It is impossible because we want them sealed to the inside. It's just excellent stuff. So we tried a fake pitch quarterback option on first down. It got stuffed. Obviously, the picture-in-picture, kind of screws this play up here on second. Tried to hit BTJ on the double move. It works. The throw just wasn't great. This ball's got to be out, right? And this is just a poor throw. Good job by Ole Miss defender. Just tackle him. If you're beat, tackle him because it's a 15-yarder instead of a tutty. And that saved 4 points for Ole Miss's drive. Okay, once again, it's the same thing, okay? Run on this, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in this box, 6-ish. They're playing this 3 safety alignment. Arkansas is going to do this versus us as well. You've got to just be able to run on it, okay? All right, and that's exactly what we do. This is what we want to do, and it's honestly just simple blocking assignments. Mason Taylor, again, excellent stuff. You just can't play the tight end position better than that. All right, 2nd and 5. LSU had a lot of success overloading one side of the football, okay? So we're motioning Mason Taylor to this side of the line of scrimmage. If you do this, he is no longer an eligible receiver, okay? So it's very key if we continue to do this to make sure that our tight end knows to not go out on a route, okay? So what do we do here? We run a quick little hitter right here, and this is the exact alignment that we want. I don't know if this was an RPO-ish right here. If Jayden sees that this box is tight and we're getting 3-on-3 to the outside, you throw it. If that's the case, that is some really good offense. And it kind of looks like this, right? So instead of handing it off here, we're throwing something quick. It might be, I don't know the play call, but that's what we want, okay? Them playing on our heels, we just need good blocks right here, okay? Malik is reading this out. He decides to pick this guy up. Good stuff. And all we need Kyron to do is just bang it up in there and get a nice first. Good game again by Kyron Lacey. So I'm not the hugest fan of this, bringing a wide receiver in for an extra blocker in the box, just because more than likely that just adds an extra defender into the box to defend the run. And you're not getting a great blocker here in BTJ. So I prefer to just have him just stay outside. I like widening the field instead of compressing it when, it looks like you're going to run. So this is something that's also very key, and Brian Kelly had to blow a timeout, and he was really angry about this. So this was actually brought up in a film study last year versus LSU versus Auburn, and it's a very weird rule. So as an offensive player, if your helmet falls off, you notice how the play clock, so for those that don't know the play clock rules, every time a play is done, a lot like how it is in the NFL, a 40-second play clock begins, okay? But I want you to watch the play clock here go down to 25 seconds, okay? So every time an offensive player's helmet falls off, it is, and his lip is bleeding. I hope Miles is okay. It's an automatic clock reset to 25 seconds, okay? It is a very bizarre rule, but it happened last year with Chase and Hines versus Auburn. If that's the case, what I would do if I were LSU is if the helmet falls off of a player, just fall to the ground and play hurt. Lane Kiffin does it all the time. So do something, because it automatically is going to speed up your process for the next play, okay? And because of that, it did force LSU to call a timeout. So because everything has to be sped up, right? You're bringing in the replacement offensive line, and the play call, you're used to having 40 seconds to operate with. You see, LSU was like, wait, why is the play clock all the way down to 6? And Brian Kelly was furious that he had to blow a timeout. Obviously, in the first half, it's not as big of a deal as it is in the second half. You don't want to lose timeouts in the second half of a game. You don't want to blow timeouts just in general. But Brian Kelly was furious about this. But this is such a it is rare that you ever actually even see this. And it's honestly kind of an anomaly that this happened in 2 consecutive games to LSU in 2 consecutive years, excuse me. So you see Brian Kelly is furious right there. That it's such a little known rule. Second and goal, this is a miss to Kayshawn. Look, you give Mike Denbrock a lot of credit. The play calling was so much better. And what I like from a play caller is finding pockets of space. So we're killing them with the run. They're pounding the box with the run. This safety is right here. So we've got to throw. We've got to trust our 2 of our best receivers to get open versus these 2, and we run a play to do just that. Okay? Good job by BTJ to create this traffic, so the DB's got to go over the top. He's never going to get over the top on Kayshawn here. Just a bad throw. Perfect pocket. It's just you've got to be able to make this throw. It's not the easiest throw, but it's got to be made right there. So then we get to third down here, and it's funny. One of my favorite LSU players of all time is Terrence Tolliver. So I'm going to rely on his knowledge on this play because he had a tweet about this play. This was really good quarterbacking right here by Jayden. He sees that the back of the end zone is going to be open right here to Malik. And you notice here the protection actually did break down. So he's throwing this football while fading away. And he throws an absolute dart to Malik. He didn't need to jump for it, and because he had to jump for it, he was able to get pushed out of bounds. So it's tough, but a good rule of thumb is you never want to jump or dive or leave your feet unless you just absolutely have to. And as you can see right here, he could have caught this football while, dragging his feet at the same time. It's advanced, but as you get better and you grow as a receiver, you start making those types of plays. But because you left your feet, this allowed Seven, who's a good DB, to get in here and, make a 4-point saving play right here. That's the difference between 4 points. It really is crazy. And he still almost got that right foot in. Good stuff. Bam! I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Right now. So, as you can see, LSU's down 14-3, and we need to come out and start a drive off with a very simple completion. And if you go to patreon.com/LSU, LSU football, you'll see why Jayden's game grade for me was not an A, and it's because of really erratic passes such as this one, okay? We hit this ball to Kayshawn. Once again, Mason Taylor blocked so well. We got a good block on the outside. He's running right through here. Who knows? You might make that guy miss. We get a first down. Instead, it was a bad throw by Jayden. And then we move on to second down here. And, look, I'll say this over and over again. Jayden is not a good thrower. And I don't think he ever will be just the cleanest thrower of the football. Okay? You take the good with the bad, though. Good job right there by Josh Williams. This is just a nasty chip. A few things right here that I love. Earlier in the year, this is good scouting by Ole Miss. Emory Jones struggled picking up this twist. Okay, so this DT goes to the outside. This in goes to the inside. So what do we do to make sure we pick up this twister? All right, we pass him off to Anthony Bradford. And we also get a running back to chip this player. And look at that. Bang. Nasty. Okay? Really good stuff. And then you float out right here for a good check down. Now, let's talk about Jayden right here. We get great protection. We actually didn't need to roll out to the right here. Okay? Sit in this pocket and let's see if something can open up. And it does. Okay? See all the space right here? I was a little shocked on this route. Obviously, we're going vertical and we're running a deep dig underneath it. Okay? Sometimes, they'll tell a receiver, hey, if you see this much space, just check and go into that. Right? But instead, Jayden is looking at this dig right here, and it could have been delivered right there. Okay? You sit in this window, and boom, the ball would be coming out, and you would be hitting it right here. Not the easiest throw, okay? So he decides to not throw it, and now we're rolling out to the right, and boom, okay? You could throw it right here, okay? Set your feet, throw it to Kayshawn into this space right here, okay? And then, if you're rolling out, once again, this would be more of a Mahomesian type of throw. When you're rolling out, you could still actually make this throw right here or all the way down the field. But I'm perfectly fine just hitting the check down and not throwing an interception, okay? But there were other options on that play. But once again, with Jayden Daniels, you take the good with the bad. He doesn't take a sack. We still get decent yards right there on second down, and we move on to the next play. We did get a rough in the passer penalty, and now we are running a quick pitch to the left right here, okay? Well designed, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys at the line of scrimmage, okay? The design of this is to get past this defender. Now look, they all are at the line of scrimmage, and now we have 3 blockers, okay? Mason Taylor becomes your lead blocker. Kayshawn blocks this interior player. This receiver blocks this player right here. Good blocks. Look at that. That's good stuff right there by BTJ. And he continued. I'm telling you, LSU's receivers and tight ends have not blocked a game this good, right? And Armani Goen picks up a lot of yards right there because the blocking was so clean. 2nd down and 8. We give up a sack here, and let's see what actually happens. Okay. They're running a twist stunt. We don't pick it up well at all. This time we just don't. And, sometimes those twists are going to work. Okay? So it's 3rd and 14. Sometimes you just got to wave the white flag. Our protection had started breaking down. So on 3rd and 14, we decide to run a quarterback draw. Obviously, we would prefer the quarterback draw be run against a blitz, if you will. And this is kind of a different type of quarterback draw where we're pulling a guy, so you got to kick out this defensive end. And they read this pretty quickly. Good job by Josh getting a little piece right there. But Jayden did a good job, making this guy miss and making this a more favorable field goal for LSU to attempt. So there you go. So we move ahead here to this 3rd and 4. Now we got Harold Perkins into the game. This will be the next step in Harold Perkins' development as a player. You don't want to just keep running upfield when you get even with the quarterback. And that is exactly what happens here on this 3rd and 4 conversion, okay? So we're bringing him off the edge, and we're running a simulated pressure, okay? So the safety we have at the line of scrimmage backs out, and Perk is going one-on-one versus his tackle, okay? Also, he's drawing the running back right here. So once you get right here, it's unlikely that you're going to bend around and catch the quarterback here, especially when there's so much pressure. So you want to read this and not wash yourself out of this play, okay? So if he would have stayed flat and even with them, he would have been running into a sack right here on Jackson Dart. Instead, you just kind of, turn the corner and take yourself out of the play. And because of that, he's got all this room to operate. And, he's able to pick up, a very simple and easy first down, okay? And there you go. So here's some more of what Brian Kelly's talking about, after the game. Okay? If they see you playing like this and you're bailing at the line of scrimmage, okay? Especially Colby Richardson, when he was at McNeese, he played a lot of bail, like cover 3 soft coverage. They're just going to take this all day. Automatic read. Don't even think about handing the football off. And look, this is a tough tackle to make. And Colby Richardson does a good job, limiting the disaster here. But that is just, straight up design flaw right there. We don't want to give up 15 that easy. I thought Dart played okay. I don't know why he didn't hand this football off here. Okay? If it was indeed, a run all the way, it's one thing. You hand this football off. I mean, they are there. They are there. Okay? Oh, got a little lucky. Good play by Wingo and the crew in there. Okay, I would like to see this. I like Nick Storrs as the number 2 tight end behind Mason Taylor. I just think he gives you a little bit more than Cole Taylor as a blocker, right? So we're doing the same thing. So once Storrs comes over here, he is now an ineligible receiver, okay? So I think they're relaying that information. So now you don't have to account for him in coverage, okay? And we get exactly what we want on this play, right? A blitzing player on a quick screen, okay? Now, if this is an RPO, this was a great read right here by Jayden Daniels to not hand this football off and throw quickly to Malik. And this was actually a good decision by Malik to cut this back. Oftentimes, you don't want to cut this back, but he sees that this player over-pursues. Good job by Armani Goodwin coming down here and finding somebody to block. And if you do cut back, you got to make that player miss. Good block right there by Goodwin. And I just thought overall that LSU really blocked well as a team. Normally, you consider offensive linemen as the ones who block. But really, your skill guys have to be good blockers as well for you to get big gains such as this one. So this right here was some good quarterbacking by Jayden Daniels, okay? Their 3 safeties drop off into cover 3. It looks like these corners are bailing, but at the snap, they become flat defenders right here, okay? So he's looking to try and throw this football to Malik. There's a safety over the top of it. And they do get a good pass rush right here on Emory Jones. So Jayden has got to bail, and Will Campbell gets beat to the inside really easily there. So this was a case in our 2 true freshman tackles getting beat very easily. So now we need Jayden to get us out of this jam. We get called for an illegal man downfield penalty. So as you see here, Will Campbell is right at 4 yards when the ball was released, okay? And that was just a really, really good job right there by Jayden to find Nick Storrs open down the field. You'll see it right here. Nothing is open, okay? Protection's broken down. We're running all vertical stuff. Will had a great game overall. That was his only, massive miss that I saw. Good job at Nick Storrs stopping and finding an open spot. Jayden could have thrown this as well in an absolutely perfect throw, but this was right where he needed to put it. Folks, you can't play the quarterback position much better than that. And if Will didn't get the illegal man downfield penalty, that would have been just massive right there. Once again, good quarterbacking again by Jayden. I mean, I love this. Our tackles are struggling, so let's give him a chip. Let's help him out. It's exactly what we do here, okay? Jayden finds Josh Williams underneath. Easy pitch and catch, okay? Easy pitch and catch, okay? Just can't beat it. Now, maybe the all-22 showed that somebody was open downfield, I'll take a check down, though. Once again, zone read pull. Should he have handed the football off? No. In play down. So you got to pull. Okay? Good job by Emory Jones letting him go. Don't commit a holding penalty. We already got all these yards. Okay? That's a good thing about having Jayden at quarterback is not only does he make a lot of guys miss, you don't have to block absolutely perfectly on zone read pulls. Something else is some guys are just insanely durable. This was kind of a nasty tackle to roll his leg like that. And you'll see it. Sometimes zone read pulls can be tougher versus an odd front or a three-man front, if you will. Okay? Because you're trying to figure out who you want to read, right? And in this case, you're reading this end right here, okay? He sees that this player crashed all the way down, and you see all that space. Good stuff by Jayden. Excellent call right here by Mike Denbrock. And a good job by Jayden to eventually get the football out to Jere Jenkins. Okay? So, rarely are you going to have defensive backs play cover 5, if you will, where this corner has this deep side, this safety has this deep side, this safety has this deep middle, this player has this deep middle, and this player has this deep middle. So a few plays ago, you saw the corners, when the coverage was like this, come all the way up and play the flats. And that is exactly what they do here, okay? So at the snap of the football, Jayden sees that this corner comes all the way up, all right? So, more than likely, this corner is going to come all the way up as well. So, Jayden is looking to see if he could throw this football here. He then works backside, and yes, he threw the football late, and you would like for it to come out a little bit sooner, but this was honestly really good quarterbacking still by Jayden to eventually get the football there. And honestly, it's better wide receiver play by Jere Jenkins to come back to the football and score. Okay, this corner is coming up right here. Perfect. We want him to do that, right? And Kayshawn is holding this safety right here, all right? And that's just perfect. You could not have drawn this up any better. You just couldn't have, right? This was the perfect play for what they were doing. Obviously, Jayden was a little late. The throw is actually a little bit better than people give him credit for because he did start looking to the right and coming back to the left. It is late. You would like it to be earlier, but still, you threw it up there and you allowed your guy to make a play on it. And, of course, Jere Jenkins is going to make a freaking play on it. Let's go, Jere. So, normally if you're mounting a comeback, you need good luck to go your way. And this is a major weakness of Lane Kiffin. I do think he lacks some maturity, right? I sometimes think his lack of maturity is overstated, but this is a case where I think he kind of lost the team, right? You draw up the absolute perfect play to your best wide receiver and you miss it. Tiger Stadium was very windy, so it might have affected this deep pass right here. But, and I'm not just saying this just to say it, Ole Miss's body language just wasn't the same after this miss. And I do think as a coach, you have to be able to move on from it. And, right there, if you're Lane, don't let that affect you, right? Move on to the next play. They get the absolute perfect call, right? You get your best receiver in the slot, and he does bite on the double move right here, okay? And all Dart is doing is reading this, okay? If this safety bites up, which he did, you see how you play action faked right there? This was still a good job right here by Wingo, okay? And Mekhi Wingo deserves a lot of credit right here. No, he didn't get home, but he did bull rush the guard right into Jackson Dart's path, and it could have affected this throw. Good rush right here by the right end as well, Ojolari. It did affect this throw. I'll just say it because it was obviously overthrown. Now, as a defense, we are starting to get beat deep. We just are, okay? This is an issue. Obviously, Bryce Young coming up next week is the best quarterback in the conference. It's better to be lucky than good. Good job by Wingo, though. Right here, Lane just decides to run a quarterback draw. I was a little shocked that they didn't go for this, right? Part of Lane's MO is going for it on these 4th and short situations. I'm a little shocked they didn't go uber aggressive right here, but we'll take a bad punt. I think part of it is because his quarterback did come up gimpy here. This is what we want teams to do. We are a quick game passing offense. All right, and in this case, they bring 2 defensive backs off the edge. You always want to throw in the direction of the blitz. We do exactly that. Good offense, quick stuff. If you're going to blitz and play soft coverage off of it, it's got to be quick game. Exactly what we want. You could have thrown this ball to Malik, but let's hit Mason on his upfield shoulder. Ball is a little high, okay? Now let's make this guy miss. And honestly, this is one of the worst tackle attempts I've ever seen. Wasn't even much of a juke or anything. Mason makes a miss. I don't care how you get it done. And good run after the catch. Our second most explosive pass play of the day, okay? Alabama's defenders aren't going to make that tackle. So what? We get 6 easy yards on first. Good stuff. They got 3 players here, okay? For me, every time you see this, I'd rather just run on it every time if they're going to do this, okay? Still, we decide to throw. Good quarterbacking again right here by Jayden, okay? Doesn't look like anything's open deep. You can either hit this or you can hit Kayshawn right here. Kayshawn, good job sitting and catching this football and getting upfield. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. All right, once again, this play, I don't know why we keep running it. It's vertical here and then run the tight end up the seam right here. It never works. It has not worked yet, and we still keep doing it, okay? Will gets beat right here. Hit him right there, okay? Throw it, live to fight another day, and we get sacked, okay? Good rush right there, not the best protection. It was 5-on-5. Just hit Josh Williams coming out of the flat. 2nd and 11, okay? Good design right here. So we motioned Josh Williams to the right, okay? And now we are running what looks to be a quick screen to the right side, but no, we're running on a light box, but with our quarterback, okay? Excellent blocking. Once again, it's Mason Taylor. God bless. Sometimes, players just get better. It's sometimes just that simple. Some guys just take massive leaps forward week to week, and Mason did just that. Good job by Bradford helping seal. Good job by Emery not committing a block in the back penalty. Big gain, okay? I mean, goodness gracious. Somebody freaking called Nick Cannon's agent, because if you needed protection, this is where you could get it, right? This blitz pickup is so freaking good, okay? So we motion Mason Taylor to the right, bring him back to the left, okay? This is not easy, all right? As an offensive line, you don't know who's coming from where. And here at the last second, they're coming at us from all different directions. We release our tight end, so it's 5-on-5. And guess what? Everybody executes their assignment to perfection, okay? This is as clean of a pocket, all right? So what are we running here? Well, you better believe we're running mesh, okay? So Mason Taylor is running what looks to be a comeback route right here, and all you got to do is read the mesh, all right? Could have hit Malik right there, but instead, this opens up. Jayden missed the mesh versus Tennessee, and we hit Kayshawn right there, okay? Not the cleanest throw, but it got there, all right? You prefer him to not have to stop and wait for it. Interesting choice of ball security right there by Kayshawn, but good run after the catch, and we pick up a big gain. But it was all about the protection, baby. And then we score on what Jayden does better than any quarterback you'll ever see. Zone read. Pull it. That's just nasty. He didn't even really put that hard of a juke on him. And he's walking in. Nasty. Wingo makes another play on this 2nd and 8 right here. Okay. So you'll see we're not getting home. They have good protection. And he had 2 open receivers right here. Okay. Where was he throwing this ball? Oh, man, we actually got a little unlucky that this ball got deflected. Okay, obviously he should have been throwing it to wing. Once again, we get a little lucky here, okay? They're running a vertical route right here, and Dart just locks on. Bad quarterbacking right here. He hit him right here in the seam. We actually got unlucky. That might get picked off right there. By Baskerville. Still a good play right there by Mekhi Wingo. All right, so this is what Lane does a good job of, and this is, to me, the next evolution of the LSU offense. If we continue to run the football and do play action, what Lane likes to do, and this is just a simple concept, clear out with one player vertically, and then occupy that space with a deep crosser coming from somewhere else, right? So essentially what a big part of what Lane likes to do is the vertical route, carry this player, and right behind that vertical, you're running a deep crosser, okay? It's essentially a 2-man route, okay? And that is exactly what they do here for a big chunk play. And it's tough for the linebacker to locate this wide receiver, but Penn was late. They attacked Greg Penn, as have a lot of teams up to this point. Okay, the flat defender here is occupied by the running back. So if this player bails all the way back here, you throw it to the running back. It's just really good offense. He's flooding the boundary with a bunch of routes that put the defenders in conflict. Boom! I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Right now. So if you've been rocking with me for a while, whether it be live streams and during this off season when we're doing a lot of recruiting content, I banged the table for Harold Perkins, right? He was my number 1 player I evaluated in the class of 2022. And really, honestly, the one thing that he does is, as a pass rusher, B.J. Ojulari is an amazing athlete. Amazing. But Harold Perkins is a better athlete. And this play is a good example. So let's take the LSU versus Auburn game last year, right? With Bo Nix running around on us, right? The difference in what Harold Perkins brings your defense as, the situational pass rusher and just overall athlete that he is that he is faster than pretty much every quarterback that he is going to play. And here's a good example. So last year, quarterbacks like Jackson Dart, who have some speed, would be able to run away from this. Okay? So if you've watched my content enough, you know what's happening here. It's a twist stunt. Wingo has got to take both of these defenders out. Okay? Harold Perkins stunts to the inside. Okay? And Wingo actually makes a mistake, right? Once you get to this spot right here, you don't want to get in the way of the guy taking the interior gap. Your job is to make sure that you're the contained defender, right? Don't take an interior rush lane because this guy's coming around. So Wingo actually should have stayed wide right here. So now Harold Perkins has to do something really special, okay? He's got to run Jackson Dart down after missing him, okay? Not many players, first off, would have gotten as good of a grip on Jackson Dart right here as Harold Perkins did. So he gets around tight, and he gets a piece of him here. And then a lot of guys would lose their balance and just fall down. But instead, Perkins is able, it's just athleticism. That's all there is to it. He's able to turn around and still make the play. Okay? So, last year in that spot, we didn't have a Harold Perkins who could bring the quarterback down as cleanly as he did right there. And it just changes everything. It really, really, really does. And you see, he almost forced a turnover right there. So it's just truly spectacular stuff, okay? And that was actually the photo from, my game grades. Truly, truly, truly special play. All right, so this to me was one of the more disappointing plays or drives for me for LSU, because we've been so big in this spot, right? With 2 minutes left in the second, we scored essentially versus everybody. And we don't do it here. And we start off here actually with a really good throw to get things going on first. Hit Malik Neighbors, and now we're rolling. Okay, second down. Corner plays the flats right here. All right, it's kind of a high-low read. You don't have the all-22. You would like to work back to this side and hit Dre right here. Once again, that's just locking onto a target a little too long. We still get a completion, though. And, God, this is a good stuff by Armani. He struggled breaking tackles early in the year. This time he's able to kind of break it and fall forward for a first. 1st and 10. Once again, if they're going to rush 3, drop 8, you would like to eventually start seeing some of this stuff open up, right? Once again, we don't have the all-22. We'll take this, obviously. You get a good few yards right here on first. And we go out of bounds. Okay. Like this call right here to run. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Us 6 against their 6 in the box right there. Okay. We got to run on it. Good pull read right there by Jayden to see at the last second that they were playing him. Boom. It's a tough hit. Good pull read, good run by Armani, and we pick up some good yards. 1st and 10, 2:21 left to go. Okay. It's tough to really see, once again. But if they sink that far back, just take these yards. We'll take them all day, honestly. Okay. Good finish right there by Josh. So we get to the 2nd and 1, and it's pretty clear that they're going to rush 3, drop 8. We rotate our running back out here to the slot receiver role, and they're running the same coverage that they ran on the Dre Jenkins touchdown, okay? These 2 flat defenders, the corners, they sit, and they got 3 deep safeties, okay? So where should the ball have gone? Looks like Malik is right there, okay? Release it. It's a tough throw, okay? We'll get the end zone angle here in a second. Not good quarterbacking. This is just not good quarterbacking right here, okay? They run this. It's just a perfect pass rush across the way. Good quarterback spy. Jayden tries to run through here. Good job by this defender to retrace his steps. And it's just a good job right there by the quarterback spy to quickly pick up the scraps. You'll see it here. Okay? He's looking right at it. Okay? Bang. That's where the football should be. It's a tough throw. It's not the easiest throw in the world because, this guy is in your line of vision. This guy is right here. There's also the umpire. That is difficult. Okay? It is not an easy throw. And we know Jayden does not like throwing the dig. Okay? Just not what he likes to do. Just because there is just so much traffic, right? It can get tipped. It can go off his hands for a pick. It's not the easiest throw. The only thing here about our route concepts is I did notice this a few times during the game. We did run into each other a lot. Like, you want to avoid that right there happening. And that, too, you could have thrown that. I mean, we can assume... Yeah, that could have been thrown as well. You just got to rip it in that spot. And it's just not good quarterbacking at all, and you take a sack. 3rd and 5, and this is on Josh. We start off the drive with Armani Goodwin as your personal protector. I do think Josh Williams is a better back, but this block has just got to be made, okay? You've got to just pick this guy up right here, okay? The only thing here that I did not like from this play call is everything is deep, okay? We're running all our routes past the sticks, okay? That's not what we want to do, all right? I don't know what we're doing here, to be honest. Malik is open, but everything is happening so fast, and Josh just missed his block. That's just all there is to it, okay? So, yeah, you get the end zone angle here. So, tight end runs a stick, running a slant. This is what we ran versus Tennessee that we missed on the 3rd play of the game, okay? I mean, once again, the spacing here is kind of weird. Could he have worked backside to Malik? Yes. But, he didn't have a chance to look right because of all the pressure, okay? And Josh didn't get a good block on Zero. It's a good play by Zero as well. Sometimes guys just make good plays. But yeah, disappointing we didn't get points here. I have no idea why Lane Kiffin got so conservative at the end of the first half with 2 timeouts. But this is the benefit of taking the football to start the second half. Ole Miss actually won the toss and chose to receive. And yes, they did drive down the field and score to start off 7-0. So you'll take that if you're Ole Miss. But I was very shocked that Ole Miss played the end of the first half so conservatively. But we'll take it. Pick it up here in the second down. And good pickup right here by Anthony Bradford and the LSU offensive line. Good job picking this pressure up. Was it the cleanest rep right here by Emory Jones? You would like to see Jayden step up in the pocket and deliver a strike here occasionally, but when you see this much of the field opened up right here, use your legs and run right through it, okay? We'll take these yards all day, every day. And, you could have thrown the comeback right there to Kyron Lacey, but still, 9 yards is 9 yards. 2nd and 5, good quarterbacking right here by Jayden, okay? Comeback route to Kayshawn. This has just got to get completed every single time. We do allow some interior pressure right here, but still the pocket is good, all right? And Jayden throws a strike here to Kayshawn. You just got to catch this, okay? Good play by the DB to get in there, but, come back, make that play. You'll see it right here. Prince is a good DB for them. And, yeah, you give Prince credit. It's a good play. See what happens. Rotate Josh Williams out here. Could have thrown it if you wanted it. Okay, if they're sinking back. Okay. Does that get the first? I don't know. 3-man rush, so Jayden decides to step up, which he should do. And he sees Mason Taylor wide open. He's got to be able to make this throw. Okay, even if you're moving, the throw's just got to be made, and it's just a atrocious throw. Okay, either tuck and run or make as easy of a throw as you're going to see. It's not the easiest because you're stepping up, but when you step up right here, you don't always have to be throwing on the run, right? Step up, reset your feet, bang. Okay. Instead, we're throwing on our off foot, just kind of pushing it, and it was incomplete. See it right here. It's honestly simple, okay? That wasn't there. Move on right here, okay? Just reset your feet and just toss it, okay? Bam! I'm looking at you. Yes, you right now. So, as Lane Kiffin astutely pointed out in the post-game press conference, that Harold Perkins just completely changed the game.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job. I don't think it was a lot of schematic, they started playing 40 more, which, we probably thought they'd eventually do because he doesn't look like anybody else out there.
And the fact that he individually singled him out lets you know that he really did bother him. And what LSU decided to do was take B.J. Ojulari out of the game and let Harold Perkins play the jack linebacker role. So essentially you're running, instead of, if B.J. Ojulari's in the game, he would be the standing outside linebacker, probably on this side of the formation or on this side. It just depends. But in this case, LSU said, look, we're going to run a tight front, a 4-eye in the B gap here, a 4-eye in the B gap here, and a head-up nose. And we're going to have Harold Perkins play a standing outside linebacker role, but we're going to make him go even wider to give Jackson Dart and this offense even more questions pre-snap for what they have to deal with. And here, we're blitzing him off the edge, and Jaquelin Roy, creates a lot of penetration, but this play was actually made by Ali Gay, who I thought played one of his better games. He's able to run right through that double and make the play. So now, look at all this confusion, right? We're still static. We're not really stemming or showing anything exotic. It's just changing that one little aspect. Changes up everything, okay? So, it's different. It's different. Just that one player substitution changes that much for what you have to do. Okay? So now we're adjusting. We're realigning. We're, giving them a bunch of different things, and their offensive line's having to make more late calls. It's just a nuisance, right? Because offensively to start the game, it was kind of clear what LSU was doing defensively. And all we do here on second down is essentially run the same exact play. And, they're trying to run like a little screen right here to the right, and we sniff it out, okay? Also, Harold Perkins is blasting so hard that it honestly, I understood this play design, but his speed just forced this throw to be inaccurate. The play was actually there. You see Lane's frustrated. He's like, what are we going to do about Harold Perkins? He's causing us a lot of issues. Okay? And you'll see, it's there. Good job by Ali Gay reading that and getting a piece of Quinshawn, the intended receiver. And look at Perk. Look at that. Look at that. And, it's an extra hit on the quarterback. Clean hit. So now we get very exotic, okay? We take Ali Gay off the field and bring B.J. Ojulari in. And now we have, Mekhi Wingo in this defensive end role. We bail Perk and Baskerville. And now we're bringing Joe Fouché off the edge. And it's just too much. Good job by Ojulari generating that pressure. And you see, it's not a clean throw, okay? Mechanics here were kind of weird right here by Jackson Dart. Okay, it looks like he's just really pushing that ball, and it's late, it's behind him, and it's deflected. Good job by Baskerville and Jay Ward. So they get a bad punt. We get great field position here. Or we get a bad punt. You get great field position. We actually started the formation off in pistol. You guys know I like pistol a lot. And we pull it here on first down to get a nice little gain on first down. Once again, good blocking right there by Mason Taylor. We pick up a good 5 yards. 2nd and 5, we pre-snap motion the tight end before and after. We are back here. We get a really good throw right here by Jayden. If they're going to play off, let's just keep hitting comebacks. And if you watched our post-game live stream, I did a film study on this play. In fact, I believe Josh Williams' mother retweeted me because this was not only the play call to me of the year, but one of the best plays of the year by an individual player, and it was Josh Williams. And it goes along with something that we brought up in a podcast episode with Coach Brian Kelly. Treat third down and plus territory like you're going to go for it on fourth. And I got a lot of text about this play why are we running the football on 3rd and 8? I'm fine with the run on 3rd and 8 if you're going to go for it on 4th, okay? The only issue here is the play was actually designed for Josh to run underneath this end and here, but because we whiffed this block so badly, Miles Frazier, he's now we're in trouble. This play is dead, right? But Josh Williams makes him miss, okay, and falls forward for a few extra yards. Play of the year, right? Because we're able to go for it on 4th down and pick it up with the Josh Williams run. And that's just really good coaching right there by Brian Kelly. On 3rd and 8, you don't want to run all routes past the yard marker. You want to set it up for a manageable 4th. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean running the football, but it does mean running something short, because even if you run something short, you can still get the yards to gain. So really, really, really special play call right there by Mike Denbrock and Brian Kelly, okay? But really the play was made by Josh Williams, making this guy miss in the hole, okay? Just a big-time play right there by Josh. You see the 4th and 1 run right here. Good double, okay? I thought their defense did a bad job not just getting set. Easy block, just block them down, and you just got to run right through there. Good stuff by Josh, really good stuff. So now we're cooking him. This is just bad coaching. You know, you just got to get lined up, right? And this is what happens if you go fast. We run the play with 9 seconds left on a play clock. God, Mason Taylor, this is a gutsy read, okay? He feels that this end is taking himself out. He left him unblocked. Now we're just going to run right behind you. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff, okay? You got bailed out here on a really, really bad pass interference call. This ball is clearly uncatchable. And right here, Jayden has got to throw a better ball, right? We just haven't really been good on the 50-50, sideline balls. The routes haven't been good. Look, we're out of bounds, and the throws haven't been good. That was a really bad call in our favor. We get stuffed on 1st and 2nd and goal. I'm not the biggest fan of this 14 personnel where, you bring in 4 tight ends. But on 3rd down, really creative play call right here by Denbrock, okay? We're rotating tight end to the left, okay? Then we bring him back to the right, okay? And just good stuff, right? Safety is man-to-man on the tight end here, and all we're doing is just slipping him. It's a long way for the safety to run. Play action fake, and it's an easy pitch and catch for a tutty, okay? Love how Mason Taylor catches it, score the tutty. Good adjustment. This is really good stuff by Harold Perkins. Now, I know they completed this pass, but this is what I was talking about, retracing your steps. Don't just go upfield just for the sake of it. Go back to the inside when you get even, okay? And we get a really good hit right here on Dart. It's just a big-time throw right here on this crosser. Sometimes they just make good plays, okay? Give Dart a lot of credit. He quite literally threw some darts. Ironically, I know why Lane decided to run this play, because this actually worked on us in 2020 a lot. So this was blown up a second ago. What they want you to do is rush up field, and then this guard gets the big block on Baskerville, and for the 2nd consecutive play, Baskerville is able to read this, and Perk's pressure is just too immense for this play to work. So, yes, we lost contain, but the play was designed to go quickly there, and he's just got to throw it away. This play killed us in 2020. So we fast forward here, and honestly, Harold Perkins gets a lot of the headlines, and he should. He did change the game, but really our best player was Baskerville. Another big play right here to force this pressure, and Joe Fouché gets the one-handed interception, and God, what a play. And I love it here. This is kind of like one of those Steph Curry and Klay Thompson thing. Look at, he already had his hands up. That's so funny. Good coverage by Converse, and we get a one-handed pick. But it was all Baskerville. So 3rd and 1, and once again, it's Josh Williams. It's Josh Williams again. Okay? They're selling out to stop this run. Okay? Oh, man. Cole Taylor misses a pretty big block right here. So, you see, we're getting surge everywhere except right here. Okay? So, one adjustment I would make is, once again, have this tight end be Nick Storrs. He's just a better blocker. The second adjustment I'll make on 3rd and 2 is tell Will right here that the second level block isn't as important as this first level block, and help with this double right here with Cole Taylor, okay? Instead, Cole gets reestablished, and this is just an amazing, not Bradford's best effort either. Good job by Cole fighting his way back in. That's just ridiculous that Josh was able to squeeze through that. Good stuff, okay? And you'll see, this is a benefit of having an undersized back. The defenders actually form a pile on each other, okay? It's kind of tough to see, but you see, they're all tackling each other. And Josh just squirted through there. Good stuff. We're going to get Kayshawn involved, okay? We just need a good block right here by Mason Taylor. All right, and then we get 2 lead blockers right here. The key block is this one. We get it. Good block right there. And now we're running. It's just excellent. Good offense. Really, really good stuff. Okay? Folks, you can't play the quarterback position any better. Once again, pre-snap motion with the receiver. And this is just a strike right here by Jayden Daniels to the opposite hash. Like I said, you just can't play this position any better than Jayden's playing right now. And as you can see, the game, as it moves on, Jayden's throws become better, okay? The touchdown throw to Jure was not a tight spiral. This one was, okay? Once again, we like to keep our feet. The throw was a little low, but let's see if we can, keep our feet so we can keep running. So you got a low snap right here, but you would like to see at some point Jayden start throwing a cleaner football. Right here you'll see, yes, the snap was really low, and that really threw the timing off of here. But we know that their corners are bailing. Okay, they just keep bailing out. Okay, we're getting good protection. The snap was low because he had a really difficult block. This guy was coming full speed, and he's got to get over there to seal it. Okay, but still, the ball wasn't deflected. At least I don't think it was deflected. We'd like to get that football in the air right there. This was just such a bad defensive call right here. You're down by 4. You want to force a field goal, and they let us play pitch and catch. Okay? Good route by Kyron Lacey. He runs a comeback route, and we get it. Okay? You want to play off of us to the near side on 3rd and 6 with the game on the line? Man. Like Brian Kelly said, be aggressive, with your corners. We'll take that all day. Okay? It's just bad scouting right there by the Ole Miss defense. Because of that, guess what? Jayden sees all this is coming downhill. Okay? Good pull read, and now we're just running. Mason Taylor again. Okay? Again with the key block. Unfreaking believable performance by Mason Taylor. And a good run by Jayden. Get here again. Okay? What makes this block really tough is you got to get around here, all right, on the pull, and you want to get him to the inside. Okay? That's just excellent stuff. Did his dad play in the NFL? I don't know. Someone let me know. Oh, boy. 89, Jack Rilling has done a really good job. This is a walk-on receiver from Wisconsin. He has consistently been beating everybody down the field on this. Okay? And there he is right here in the middle. He's the one that kind of blows this up. And he almost made the play, and it allowed Sage Ryan to help clean this up. Good stuff. play reeling on all special teams, and then he gets involved, okay? So here you are, it's the same thing, okay? B.J. Ojulari's out of the game. Harold Perkins is in the game playing this standing outside linebacker role. And now you just don't know, we actually brought Joe Fouché here. And actually good stuff by Ali Gay to eventually get free. And Dart just didn't look the same. It looked like he had to exert so much effort on every single throw. And that one was behind a wide open Mingo. 2nd down and 10. So once again, early in the game, you were used to having a static 4-man front with, B.J. Ojulari on the edge. But now, that one thing just made it difficult. And we actually brought a well-disguised pressure. Good job by Harold Perkins, not giving away that he was just blasting off the edge right here. And we are getting unblocked pressure right in Jackson Dart's face. Baskerville did a good job running over here with this backer. And he was just too late, and he's just got to throw it away. And he takes a brutal, brutal hit. And that actually should have been a pick six. Got very unlucky that the throw was that bad. 10, and now we get in to what my buddy Max Toscano calls a dragon package, a 2-3-6. So you have 2 defensive linemen, 3 backers, Perk and B.J. Ojulari, and you have 6 DBs, okay? I love when B.J. rushes out of a 3-tech. We get so much production out of it, and we get more right here again. The pocket is just collapsed by all of our guys. That's probably one of our better pass rush reps on the year. And guess what? He had an open player. It's just too much pressure. So they called the BS on sportsmanlike conduct penalty. That one seemed a little off-putting. And there were some bad calls in our favor as well, the pass interference. But that one, it didn't seem like Perk did anything. But what do I know? So they get a good play here on 1st down. They throw in the direction of the blitz. Give them credit there. But with those kinds of penalties, good job by Alligay, racing it down. Just don't call it. Even if it's not in LSU's favor, just don't call that. It's just so much BS. But the sign of a great defense is overcoming those things, right? So pick it up here on the 2nd and 5. They're pulling 2 guys around right here. And honestly, Ali Gay just started playing really well, okay? Here he is one-on-one versus a tight end. He throws him off. He fills this gap and just makes a good play. And then once again, it's Harold Perkins again. He takes on these 2 pullers, squeezes this play down while keeping contained. And look at how he dips underneath this player, keeps his feet, and while he's sliding, shoestrung, Judkins. Amazing. 3rd and 13, and in the Dragon package, we actually switch it up here, okay? The Ojulari goes into Perkins' role, and Perkins went into Ojulari's role. And versus Mississippi State, we would cross-dog it. DT goes here, Perkins goes here. But this time, we only rush 3, and we still get home, okay? And it looks like we're playing man coverage across the way. Remember Brian Kelly saying, look, we're going to get up in their face. We're not going to let them play pitch and catch. That is exactly what we do here, okay? So now we get an excellent pass rush all the way around. Good job at Jacoby and Guillory, one of his better reps on the year. We got Mekhi Wingo dominating this double. B.J. Ojulari's getting held as he goes around the edge, and we're just all in their grill. Good stuff by Jamar Kane. That was just excellent pass rush technique around the way, and they got a punt. All right, it's 4th and 16 here, and even though this did not result in a penalty, and Jack Rilling, who I shouted out a minute ago, he almost actually blocked this punt right here. Look at how close he got to that. Okay? I'm one of those people that's been a little apologetic to Coach Polian. Bad decision right here. Really, really, really bad decision here to try and block this punt. Okay? You've got to let them know, hey, we don't want any roughing the punting penalties. Them punting the football over here, increases our win probability by a lot, right, on this 4th and 16. If you hit the leg, or even if you don't hit the leg and he sells a roughing the punter penalty, it becomes what, 4th and 1? Just don't do it. Don't rush the punter in that spot. Don't let a walk-on, in that spot be the reason why Ole Miss was allowed to get back into the game. Yes, he almost did block the punt, and yes, it was amazing hustle. But you want to make sure that you don't make that type of mistake that would have allowed Ole Miss to stay in this game. Again, I'm just shocked that Ole Miss continued to do this, playing this very soft coverage and just allowing us to just complete these quarterback throwbacks, okay? Or these comeback routes. It's crazy, right? And look, once again with Jayden, the ball doesn't come out clean. It's not the tightest spiral, okay? You'll see the ball wobble here, okay? Coming out of his hand. Who cares? It gets there. It's thrown with a lot of velocity. It's thrown to the outside. Good hands catch right there. We'll take it. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward here to Jayden's last touchdown. I mean, the guy is just truly a special runner. Who cares if he can't throw the absolute cleanest spiral in the world? This is dead to rights. And he's so slippery. He's so elusive. Jared brought this up in our Discord. He's just so freaking good at running. I mean, there's just no other way around it. He is truly, truly, truly special.
October is for pretenders. November is for contenders!
I'm looking at you. Yes, you. Right now, let's go. So as you can tell, I've been under the weather. I've had a headache doing all of this. So the best thing you could do to make me feel better is joining our BHL Patreon or Venmo or Cash Apping. That obviously helps because these film studies do sometimes get demonetized for any rhyme or reason. I don't know. But truth be told, you give the man of the hour a lot of credit, and that's Brian Kelly, right? This was a phenomenal job, making the Harold Perkins switch, playing more aggressive, playing more downhill defensively. That was some really good stuff. And obviously, Ole Miss kind of disintegrated. Their protection got broken down. We were, the far more aggressive team. Our special teams got cleaner in this game. And this was a game in which we missed a field goal. And look, they jumped out on us and give the strength and conditioning coach a lot of the whole staff, honestly, Frakes, Flint, all of them, for, having this team in a position where they are coming back and looking the stronger and fresher team in a lot of these games. So that is well freaking done. Also, this was cool because there was so much national media, in town. The Volume was there. Barstool was there. Swagoo, Ryan, SEC Network, the whole crew. It was crazy, right? This became kind of a high-profile game with a top 10 Ole Miss undefeated team, and you expose them. You beat them down, and that is what you want from an LSU football team. This team played like, whatever way you want to describe it, rabid junkyard dogs, right? That's what you think about with that, famed 2011 defense, a defense that would just unleash wrath on the opposition. So all those things are great, and you give Jayden a lot of credit, right? Jayden Daniels, once again, another 85 QBR performance, second straight game in a row that he played phenomenally. And look, you would like early on for him to be able to make more of these simpler throws. Obviously, some misses cost us 4 points on, the opening drive. But his running is so freaking good. His ability to avoid turnovers is so freaking good. And just his playmaking and leadership, durability, all those things, all the intangible aspects of the game of football. You could tell he's an experienced 4-year starter, right? Who cares if you miss early throws? He's good at just moving on to the next play. So give Jayden a lot, and I mean a lot of credit for this performance. So top down, all the coaching staff, Polian everybody, Matt House, incredible stuff. Yes, there are some things we're going to need to work on before we play Alabama. Obviously, a lot of us are going to have opinions on if LSU can beat Alabama. Guess what? Both teams have bye weeks, and we'll have a lot of time to talk about what LSU needs to fix, including some of these explosive passes over the top, which we all know Bryce Young can hit. So we shall see what happens. Now, we all have different opinions about storming the field at the end of the game. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide if that was good or not, storming the field versus Ole Miss. But I'm telling you, if we beat Alabama, watch out. But if you do storm the field, make sure you're on the lookout. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And don't forget, comment down below your thoughts on today's video, okay? We have a lot to get to and not a lot of time. It is Power Hour LSU. Don't forget to hit me up, Instagram, Twitter, if you want some merch at Power Hour LSU. And tonight, some Rotolo's Deep Dish Big Apple Pizza. Let's go!